Shalom. Today we're going to discuss the possibility the Jew, or those who are associated with, belong to the tribe of Zebulon. Zebulon was one of the tribes of Israel. Zebulon was an important tribe, an impressive tribe. Zebulon, we identify Zebulon with people who settled in Belgium and in the Netherlands, especially the Netherlands. And if you had ancestors or family members in that region, or descended from people who came from there, that may be an indication that you too descend from Zebulon. And even if you don't, learning this will help you understand the position of the different tribes in the whole framework of the Israelite nation, of the Israelite peoples. It gives you another perspective on the whole picture concerning others, concerning other tribes, concerning yourself. And as we go along, the importance of knowing all these different matters will become more and more apparent. Those 10 tribes were part of the tribes of Israel. You had 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel were together in the land of Canaan. Out of these 12 tribes, 10 separated. They created their own kingdom, the 10 tribes of Israel, which was conquered by the Assyrians. The Assyrians took them out of their land and caused them to migrate, caused them to move. Were set in motion processes that resulted in them migrating, and eventually they moved to the north, they moved to the west, or they moved across the seas. By different pathways of migration, they converged in the west, in the western areas of Europe, and in the British Isles and Ireland. And from there they colonised North America, they colonised Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa and other areas. And we have proven that these peoples are peoples who gave rise to the nations in that area, originated in the Near East, in the area of ancient Israel, which stretched from the Nile to the Euphrates, all over that region. In ancient times there were once dwelt Israelite tribes. One of these tribes was Zebulon. Zebulon had certain characteristics that can help us determine if a person pertains to Zebulon or may pertain to Zebulon or not. Zebulon was an outgoing personality. He was a trader. He had the attributes of enterprise, of innovation. He also loved his home. He loved his family life. It was also important for him. And he travelled the world. He brought back goods and traded goods. Also, Zebulon is associated with the water. With water. Do you love water? Swimming, sunbathing, sailing, fishing, cruise ships, cruises. Would you like to go on a cruise? Nowadays it's less popular, but when I was younger, when I was a child, it was quite the thing to do. You'd pay money, you'd go on a large cruising ship, go out in the sea, you sit on deck, read books, talk to people, engage in social activities that took place on these ships. It was quite an industry, and it still exists, though we hear less of it. But it's still there. There are still people who do it. Well, a lot of people still go down to the beach. They lie on the beach. They take in the sun. They take in the wind. They take in the minerals. They take in the fresh air. The sea air is supposed to be healthy. People feel invigorated by it. It relaxes them. The association with water, with the sea, and the flows of water relaxes a person. It's good for the nefesh. It's good for the soul. I've been in Israel since 1974. I served in the Israeli army 1.5 years, which was the accepted time for someone who came at a more adult age to the land. And after that I served every year for a good while, for about a month. 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, every year in annual military service. And also served in different wars that Israel participated in. And this included Lebanon, and several times we went to Lebanon. And I remember at one time we were called up to go to Lebanon. Situation was quite tense, atmosphere was quite tense. And whilst we were waiting to be told where we were going and when to go there, several of the soldiers went to the region of Dan, in the north of Galilee, where there is flowing waters, mineral waters, spring waters, and we were sitting around just looking at the water, and someone observed that the water has a calming effect. It calms you down. It's good for your spirit. It relaxes you, it relieves tension. And that is true. Waters, going to waters, just hanging out by ponds in the ponds and natural resorts and so on, has a beneficial effect upon people. So that is where. So if you are into this aspect of water and the sea, that could indicate that amongst, together with other factors, that you derive from the tribe of Reuben, that you derive from the tribe of Zebulon. By being occupied with waters includes everything else with that. Boating, sailing boats, fishing, and everything, swimming and everything like that. It's all one thing. We identify Zebulon, the tribe of Zebulon, with Belgium and the Netherlands, as we will explain why. And to understand this importance, to understand where Zebulon was coming from, we should know something about the family of Jacob. Jacob was the descendant of Abraham and Isaac. Abraham begat Isaac. Isaac begat Jacob. Jacob was renamed Israel. It says in Genesis 32:8, also in Genesis 35:10, Jacob was renamed Israel. Jacob had 12 sons. He had 12 sons from 4 wives. And the list of them is given in the book of Genesis chapter 35, where it says the sons of Leah, that is the sons of Leah, the wife of Jacob. The wives of Jacob were Leah, Rachel, Zilpah, and Bilhah. So the sons of Leah were Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulon. 6 sons. So 6 sons, and Issachar and Zebulon were the last of these 6 sons. The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, the maidservant of Rachel, were Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Zilpah, the maidservant of Leah, were Gad and Asher. So these are the sons of Jacob. The present-day Jews are in effect the only Israelites who are recognizable as descended from Israel in that time. Though physically there are multitudes from the lost 10 tribes were not aware of their ancestry. When the Assyrians conquered the land of Israel, they took away 10 of the tribes, and these 10 tribes lost consciousness of their ancestry. They do not know who they are, but physically they exist. And they are much more numerous. They are immensely numerous according to the Bible. They're much more numerous than Judah. But nevertheless, Judah is a branch of the Israelite people who retained their ancestry, who retained awareness of their ancestry and knowledge of who they are. And Judah is mainly derived from the tribes of Judah and Benjamin and Levi, and minority elements from the other tribes. But we had other tribes, peoples concerning the, as we said, the tribes of Israel may be divided up according to which of the wives of Jacob they came out of. So the sons of Leah were Reuben, who became dominant in France. Simeon, who was scattered amongst the other tribes, but important groups from Simeon are to be found in Brittany and West France, also in England, and in Ireland, and in Wales, and in other areas. That is Simeon. After that we had Levi, also from Jacob and Leah. Levi became dominant amongst the Jews. The tribe of Levi, we still find Jews named Levi, numerous Jews named Levi today. Also Cohens, the Cohens are also a portion of the tribe of Levi. Issachar left his mark amongst the people of Switzerland and of Finland, and Zebulon amongst the people of the Netherlands and Belgium. The second most important wife of Jacob was Rachel. Sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. Joseph became dominant amongst the Anglo-Saxon English-speaking peoples in the British Isles and also North America and related nations. Whereas Benjamin is also to be found as minority elements amongst Anglo-Saxons and amongst the French, but mainly amongst the Jews, together with Judah. Benjamin was together with Judah and he's a section of the Jewish people. Had descendants of Zilpah, the handmaiden of Leah, descendants of Zilpah, Gad and Asher. Gad became the Swedish people, mainly the Swedish people, and Asher is to be found in Scandinavia, and most importantly of all in Ireland. Also in Ireland we find Dan. Dan and Naphtali were descendants with the offspring. Dan and Naphtali were the offspring of Bilhah, the maidservant of Rachel. Dan became the people of Denmark, the Danes, also elements within Ireland. Naphtali was also found in that areas, but most importantly amongst the Norwegians. We therefore find descendants of Leah along the coast of Western Europe, bunched up more or less together. In France, in Belgium, the Netherlands. Now, people who settled in the Netherlands, we trace them, along with other peoples who settled in Western Europe, we trace them back to the Middle East, and we trace them back to the tribes of Israel who went to Europe. So that is a proof that they descend from lost tribes. But they moved, they stayed together, they moved in their tribal formations. They usually retained their tribal cohesion. So one of these groups was known as the Zebulon Goy. The Zebulon Goy moved to the Netherlands. It was originally more to the north. in Denmark, the borders of Denmark, then into Frisia, and after that eventually into the Netherlands. And the term Zebulon Goy, the name actually means Goy, Zebulon Goy, Goy, people, Zebulon meaning Zebulon. The northern people say for a while they lost the use of the Z sound, so they replaced it with S, sometimes with a C. But yeah, so we had Zebulon Goy, the people of Zebulon settling in the Netherlands. Other groups who settled in the Netherlands included the Halli. The Halli were to the north of within the same region as Zebulon Goy, and also moved with them. The Halli settled in Holland. And the Halli derived their name from Yair Eli. Yair Eli was one of the sons of Zebulon. Another son of Zebulon was Sered, who gave rise to the Suadinoi. Sered Suadinoi. You can see the connection between the names. Also settled in Holland, in that area of the Netherlands. And so too we had Alon, or Elon, another son of Zebulon, who gave his name to Holland. The name Holland seems to derive from Elon. So we had the very names of Zebulon given to peoples who settled in the Netherlands region.